first of all, it's the idea that God explains in the Bible that He created the world, and He created them, the world and everything in it, with a specific purpose and design. So He created male and female. And it's not that they are unequal and one's worse than the other. I mean, God explains that both men and women were made in His image, and that in different ways, women and men exemplify a characteristic of God. And so that's a really important message as far as understanding who we are. The Bible explains that to us, that we don't have to worry, we don't have to be concerned or try to find our identity, that God has actually already given that to us, that that's a gift from Him, that we don't have to wonder, we can know who we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that we need to encourage children with that message, that, you know, they were designed and it was purposeful and intentional, and that God had good plans and purposes in that. And so embracing God's design for us really it's not this bad thing. It's a beautiful, wonderful, the best thing for them. And that they have a God that loves them and knows them so intimately that He knows every hair on our head and has it numbered. And so there really is this positive, loving, truthful message that God designed us male and female in His image with good plans and purposes in that. And so rejecting God's design ultimately leads to destruction. And you know, I think that children are experiencing that now, and we're going to see that, as you mentioned, as time goes on, with more and more children embracing the lies of this gender spectrum and this anything goes sexuality.
Along the lines with that too, there's scripture verse that talks about anybody who causes a child to stumble. It's actually better for them to have a millstone hung around their neck and that they be drowned in the depths of the sea. So God is very protective of His children. He understands that, you know, children learn by mimicking and seeing and experiencing. And so the idea that our role as adults, as parents, as community members, our role is really to protect children and help to raise them up in a way that isn't harmful to them. So I think that God's very serious about that. And so, yeah, that would be a message to just take away and think, well, how am I impacting the kids around me?
Yeah. So basically, what it comes down to, I believe, is that we all, not just the three of us, but all of humanity, all parents, all grandparents, all aunts and uncles, we have an obligation to rescue the kids from these terrible teachings that are so destructive. And we have good news, which is that every child, no matter how much they've been corrupted, no matter how much they've been mutilated by surgeons who want money, in spite of all the things they believe that were just delusional, they have a loving God waiting for them who wants to heal them. And that's our prayer, is that we save as many as we can, and for those who are seriously damaged because of these things, that they still can reach out or respond to a loving God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.